It's the Heat, up 11. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was all about Miami as the game got going. During one stretch, they were leading by as many as 11, really playing as a unit. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. The second quarter did not go as well for them as they saw their lead vanish and find themselves in a tie ball game. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Milwaukee?
They obviously came in wanting to push the action. And so far, so good. They're looking to get easy transition baskets because the other team is not getting back on defense.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Out of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along, so good call, fellas.
And so it's Milwaukee in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
That's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Braces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Knicks. They're up by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back on the hill, not dictating the pace. They allowed a shooting percentage in the high 50s. Remind me of my free throw percentage, the high 50s. Come on, guys.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
At the end of the quarter, the scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly.
And to change things up.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Courtney Lee.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
He came off the bench to give them a major boost and prevent 2 straight losses. That's just the kind of contribution you're hoping to get from your bench. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Devin Booker putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
A 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Devin Booker.
He's really built up that assist total over the course of this game. And it's a great thing to have that kind of passing coming from a position other than the point. That ensures the ball will always be moving and nobody will be left out of the offense.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long. Quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a fast pace for Minnesota at the outset. They literally played out of their minds and had a stretch going that gave them a 19-point advantage. At the end of the first quarter, they found themselves way out on top. In quarter number 2, their well-earned cushion began to dissipate, but they still scored enough to go into the half up by double digits. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
They ran into a buzzsaw, and it was on full blast. And once they fell behind, the crowd got into it, and it seemed that they lost a lot of confidence. They started pressing, forcing things, and it made it worse. So in the second half, relax, man. Just remember, there's 2 more quarters. It's a fresh start.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
Points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Right back after this break. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. For our broadcast, for Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.